party people! It's not exactly a year, but it's around a year since I've started YouTube. This is sort of my 1 year YouTube anniversary. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised I've lasted this long. I'm still standing, and we just hit 300 a while back. I'm pretty stoked about it. Okay, let's think back a bit. Like, when I started this, I really just did it like for fun, and it was a thing to kind of distract me away from school. School was really restricting to me. I was pretty unhappy with it, and I don't know, I just felt a lot of pressure. I think that's why I was unhappy with it. YouTube was sort of my way of distracting myself from that, and it worked really well, and I was a lot happier for it. If you noticed that I haven't been posting as much as I have, I mean, I do that anyway, but really just not posting as much is because now I've discovered a lot of new things from YouTube. Like, YouTube kind of opened the doors to new things for me. Made me realize the fun in all the stuff that's out there. Now I'm just distracted by that, so I haven't really been posting a lot of videos because of that. I don't know, I think it's okay because life is short. YOLO, I guess. Is that what the kids are saying these days? I just want to do what I want to do, so why not, right? And that's the whole reason why I started YouTube. I just wanted to do whatever I could. Just do whatever. Just try something new. So, for example, the latest thing I tried, magic cards. Honestly, it was something that I've never considered doing ever. I mean, I played Pokemon cards, and I know it's a little different, but like, in terms of card games like that, like battle card games, magic has never crossed my mind. I mean, I knew friends who played it. Middle school or high school, there were always that group of kids who always played magic cards during, you know, break and lunch period or whatever. And I never really thought much of it. I didn't judge them for it. It was just like, oh, it's just something they do. But I don't think it's really something I'd be interested in. Since I got back from PAX and they were handing out free starter packs for all the swag bags, my boyfriend decided that we were going to try it. Like, he's going to show me how to play it, and I'm like, okay. I was a little skeptical because playing something like that, like, I've seen people get kind of addicted to it, but like with anything you can get addicted to it, right? But I was really worried because, like, when I was a kid, when it came to collecting Pokemon cards, I was like, I gotta collect them all. I mean, you gotta catch them all. But I wanted all of them. My brother and I would search high and low just for a shiny Charizard, you know, from the first edition or whatever. We were obsessed with it. I think we spent like a $40 on one card, and to me that seems crazy for a little piece of, you know, cardboard. Yeah, it's pretty and stuff, but like at this point it was like, oh man, I don't think I want to get into that. But he convinced me that it's not really something like that where you collect them all. You just collect cards you need, and you customize your deck to your liking of how you want it to work. So after learning a bit more about it, and I played a few games, it was pretty interesting to me. So it's like, it's not as addicting as I thought it would be. I think it's fun. The games are pretty short, especially if you suck at it, or someone has a really good deck, or, you know, or mana starved or whatever. It's all up to what you pick up, you know, and it's not really like one person is always better than the other. Both players have good decks, and it's just the luck of the draw. It's actually kind of neat. I like that a lot, where there's no one person who definitely has the advantage over the other. That's pretty neat. I can see myself still playing it for a while. Like, I have some other friends who do play Magic, and I think we're gonna eventually, you know, get together and play these cards together. Like, why not? Make some lasagna and get some beers and play some Magic cards. Another thing I've never tried was play D&D. If you don't know what D&D is, it's Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not actually part of any D&D campaign or anything like that. I'm just aware of it, and I know friends who play it, and, you know, they talk about it a lot whenever we all hang out, and they have their D&D group, and they talk about all the stuff that happens in their campaign, and then I'm just kind of the person on the side hearing about all this stuff. So but I did play my first game of D&D, which was the new version that came out. It's called Dungeons and Dragons Next. It's just Next, I think, and I think maybe it's a little shorter than a usual. I mean, D&D campaigns can be customized, right? Like, it's all up to the dungeon master to do whatever he wants with it. So, but in this case, at PAX, they actually had a room where they were welcoming, you know, newbies, people who have never played D&D before, to go and try it. And it would be like a 2-hour limit kind of thing. Like, you can only play up to 2 hours. Play with friends, or you play with strangers, you play with whoever you want. Well, they kind of group you together. And then the dungeon master would just, like, you know, tell you what's what. You know, they had these characters that were already written out for you, so you just kind of chose what character. I chose Elf Ranger because I love range types, and that's just how I do things. Whenever I play games, I just always play range types. So, and, you know, there was a dwarf, and there was like a barbarian or whatever. No, he's a barbarian. I'm getting that mixed up with Dragon's Crown, maybe. But either way, you know, there's all these, you know, different characters. And yeah, and he was very clear when he, you know, how to play the game, and it was a lot of fun. So it's definitely something I've considered, but right now I know D&D is a little bit more of a big commitment, because like the group of friends that I know who are playing it, they're having a really hard time just planning everything, making sure that, you know, hey, we're gonna try to play this, you know, once a week or even twice a month or something, and they're having a really hard time committing to it. And I think I'd be like that too. I don't think I'd be able to commit to a campaign, so I haven't really been part of it, but it does sound like a lot of fun, and like, I like role-playing. It just seems like something I'd be into, and it is something I'm into, but for now I can't really commit to it because I'm working and I'm back in school, but I don't think I mentioned that, but I pretty much only get 1 day off all week because of work and school. So but yeah, I do like Magic though, because I like how it's short term, and hopefully some space will open up and I can consider playing some D&D too, but I'm not really worried about it right now. Discovering all these different games, other ways to have fun with your friends, and I'm pretty happy that I started YouTube because it's really opened a lot of doors for me in terms of like discovering cool things. Really cool things. That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in this video. So I'm just gonna end it here, but yeah, 1 year, and hopefully this next year will be just as great, and I'm sure it will. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.